Marjorie Taylor Greene is dropping a political thermonuclear bomb politically on the Republican Party and just taking it down with her, which, great. She's now openly advocating for people, but like, who's really, what Democrat's going to hear her saying you shouldn't vote in the midterms and go, okay, Marge, I won't. It's going to be directed at Republicans who still have some affinity to her. She's saying, you're not going to vote your way out of this. Let's watch. While we do watch, if you appreciate this show, please do click the subscribe button. We work very hard to get you valuable information through a lens of slightly more lighthearted energy.
It's not me just saying this. I think the proof is over and over and over. The American people have seen it. So, I mean, I'm not saying anything that's not true. The proof is in the pudding, and it's just the reality. You can't vote your way out of this. You can't vote your way out of it. The
CrossFit
people are going to have to refuse to support the political industrial complex. That's the only way you can tear it down. There's winning the midterms is not going to lower your health insurance. Winning the midterms is not going to fix our elections and stop election fraud. Winning the midterms isn't going to really change much in Washington, D.C. It certainly is not going to do anything about the national debt. They don't care about the national debt. We have a balanced budget amendment that...
Girl, you voted for the big, beautiful bill, you silly Billy. What are you saying? That thing is terrible for the debt. I wonder if she regrets that now that she's done her flip around. Like, that was really recently. They don't care about the debt. Neither do you. Based on your voting record. Sorry.
Kiss my ass.
Ew. No.
They don't care about the national debt. We have a balanced budget amendment that every single year gets reintroduced into Congress. We all co-sponsor it, but no matter who the speaker is, Republican or Democrat, they never bring it to the floor for a vote. Same thing, we have a term limits bill. A whole bunch of us co-sponsor it, and every single Congress, they never bring the term limits bill to the floor for a vote because they don't mean it. They literally don't mean it. If term limits were in place, a bunch of these people would get term limited, and then they'd have to leave Washington. They wouldn't have a job. You want to know why? Because they couldn't make it on their own 2 feet in the real world. They are not qualified and competent enough to actually run a successful business or go work an ordinary job like most Americans do. They're just not. They're not competent enough people, but yet they're running our country.
Yeah, so some of the points she's making are like true from over here, right? People hold on to power at the expense of the country. They won't vote on bills that would be hurtful to them, even if it would be better. In the long run, they don't care about the debt. But she has been a part of that problem a lot. So it's kind of like, But then I do get kind of excited, even though I want everyone to vote. Like I support voting as a principle. And apparently it's like politically incorrect to ever encourage groups that you think would vote for someone that you don't want them to vote for to not vote. But why? Because they have the right. Well, no. Of course they have the right to. I'm just saying exercise your right to sit on your ass. That's what I'm saying. If you're not going to vote for the right candidates. I mean, it's nice. And so I'm like, you have the right. I think it's an important thing to be civically minded and democracy pilled and all of it. But if you're going to go vote for the dangerous MAGA candidates, then like there's probably a really good movie on that night that you could watch instead, or that you can do instead. And so if she's out there saying, hey, you know what, Republicans, I've been in the system, and even if you thought Trump was going to be your savior, he's not. We're not going to vote our way out of this. Then that kind of excites me. But just so you know, we can vote our way out of this. Just for my, don't get that take from me. I agree, MAGA, if they want their life to actually improve, they're not going to vote MAGA their way out of it. They could vote their way out of it. It's just not voting MAGA. And for Trump people. But it still kind of is so shocking and was not on my bingo card for Trump's term for Marjorie Greene to turn on her. I kind of expected people like Andrew Schultz here, a prominent podcaster, who take that down for a second, Jane, if you would, who had this podcast. Look at this. This was him during the 2024 campaign. Just loving Trump, living it up. He's so goofy. And yeah, Kamala is, right? Having a good time. And very quickly, he and others in the Rogan sphere, as people describe it, flipped. And I'm glad that they have. A little annoyed about the Trump, you're so funny, and not asking about like trying to steal an election. But welcome. And I did kind of expect the Andrew Schultz's. From what I saw, he didn't seem like a rabid partisan MAGA guy. He just blew with the wind, the bro wind. And so this is good to see, but a little bit less surprising.
Let's talk about what happened in Minneapolis. ICE murdered an American citizen in cold blood, and then the Trump administration called him a domestic terrorist.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like plain and simple.
Yeah.
I see the administration trying to spin it, and it's fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
It's like they didn't even have a moment where they're like, hey, we're reviewing the footage. We're going to try to see what's really happening. All of them, Trump and all the cronies, put out collective statements that immediately blamed an American citizen that was exercising his First and Second Amendment rights. Right? He has the right to protest. He has the right to carry a firearm. He's a legal gun owner, right? Mm-hmm. There's no question about this whatsoever. And the administration immediately comes out and they try to gaslight the public, which you cannot do when we have 15 different videos of what happened.
Yes.
And
that is what they do, though.
But that is what they do.
Yeah.
And I think that governments have probably been doing this for centuries, millennia. And now you have a public that is armed with phones and we can see what actually fucking happened. And you're not going to just lie to us, plain and simple, like that.
So I'm glad to hear that. The really disturbing part is some chunk of the public has the videos and still gets gaslit. Like, that's the real scary part. So much so that Trump wouldn't lose all of his supporters when he posts stuff like this. Agitator and perhaps insurrectionist Alex Preddy's stock has gone way down with the just released video of him screaming and spitting in the face of a very calm and under control ICE officer, and then crazily kicking in a new and very expensive government vehicle, so hard and violent, in fact, that the tailgate broke off in pieces. It was quite a display of abuse and anger for all to see. Crazed and out of control, the ICE officer was calm and cool. Not an easy thing to be under those circumstances to make America great again. So, describing him as an insurrectionist, and then trying to say that this video that was later published of 11 days before he was shot 10 times to death after he'd already been disarmed justifies 11 days later that happening. So here's the video Trump was trying to describe as seemingly justification for murder.
This is a moment the news movement filmed on January 13th in Minneapolis, showing a man who appears to be Alex Preddy interacting with federal immigration agents 11 days before Border Patrol shot and killed him. Our footage was analyzed by the BBC, whose facial recognition technology confirmed his identity to a 97%.
So once again, once they interface with him, he turns his back 11 days before. Doesn't start swinging, turns his back. And I noticed in this video, has a gun strapped to his waistband. Once again, doesn't reach for it. They throw him to the ground. There's kind of a wrestling of him for a while, and then they let him go. This was 11 days before, and they're saying, oh, so then next time, whenever he's filming, hadn't threatened them anyway, then shoot him 10 times. So then there's two options here, right? Which is they're saying the ICE agents recognized him from a previous protest where he kicked the taillight and thought, now we get to kill him. That doesn't make them sound better. That just makes it sound really premeditated, as opposed to, it was so chaotic we didn't know. Or they didn't know that was him from 11 days before, and thus nothing changes about the situation because we saw the instance on camera and we saw how he was acting. And just in case you're not aware, kicking a taillight out is not justification for killing somebody. I mean, there's like country music songs about vandalizing cars when you get upset. And I don't think anyone thinks the response to that would be murder. Or taking a gun off of someone that they weren't reaching for that was on their waistband, that they legally had, after it was removed from them, shooting them 10 times. So, breaking news to MAGA, no, this does not change what we watched on video. despite a lot of them trying to say it. And I thought that the Minneapolis mayor, Jacob Frey, had a pretty spot on response.
Obviously, a video like this, which has just emerged, some people are going to see it as in one way, other people are going to see it in another way. Do you think it changes at all? Do you think this video, to you, what does this video say?
I actually haven't yet seen the video, but are we actually making the argument that Alex Preddy should be killed for something that happened like 11 days prior to the shooting itself? No, I think we should be talking about the circumstances that actually led to the killing and what took place. And those circumstances, I mean, you can believe your own two eyes.
I want to read a statement that we just...
Yeah. And of course, as you think about protesting, the best, my view, my principles, the best form of protesting is lawful, is not violent, is not vandalizing. And you could tap into the emotions of someone witnessing their neighbor's rights being violated, the law being broken against their neighbors, and think, why do I have to follow the law in my response to that? My statement is it's way more powerful and in alignment with my principles to protest lawfully. But the logic of the emotion is pretty present. And the logic, or lack thereof, of saying because a taillight got hurt, that is okay, it's okay for that person to be killed in the street, as they are protesting lawfully, 11 days later, is insane. Then you have a right-wing influencer, whatever her name is, I don't know. This person. That just, it feels like it's just copy and paste sometimes. Whoever the heck this is this? I'm not going to say, I don't want to. I feel like I've seen her before, but okay. She thinks she is blowing the lid off of left-wing insanity. Let's listen.
I want to read you the list of deportations by president. Clinton, 12.5 million, 0 protests. Bush, 10 million, 0 protests. Obama, 5.2 million, 0 protests. Joe Biden, Mr. Open Borders. Yes, he let in hundreds of thousands, if not millions, but he deported 7 million.
20 million by some count.
Oh, my God.
Was that Lindy Lee's voice? That's Lindy Lee. 20 million. Find me 20 million. Please. Redonkulous. Is this crazy? They're like, wait, other presidents deported people and there wasn't mass protests. You're so close. You're so close to why you are wrong.
Count. Oh my God, but he deported 7, whatever, it doesn't count because he undid that. And then Trump, 1.2 million.
And they just proved their point about Biden too. Yes, did it get too chaotic? Yes, was there a clog up after the pandemic? Yes, should have had more strict border security? Yeah. And there still was enforcement, which you just explained with the deportation numbers. And I've never heard y'all mention that until you think you're making a different point. So keep your points straight. Now, let me explain. Why is it that, I don't know if those numbers are correct, but why is it that past presidents deported people, and even in some cases like Obama, lots of people, and there was backlash actually, and some pro-immigration advocates were upset with Obama and they called him the deporter in chief. But aside from that, why weren't there the type of protests we're seeing now? Because it was done through lawful means for the most part, and it wasn't masked men roaming around not following the law and grabbing people and ripping people and harassing U.S. citizens. Exactly, you got it. Our argument's not there shouldn't ever be immigration enforcement or no one should ever be deported. It's that you just going to random places of employment and violently and masked without identifying yourself and with unmarked cars throwing people in cars and be like, whoops, we detained you for 3 days and you were a citizen. Or whoops, you were a lawful asylum seeker. We sent you to an El Salvador prison camp because we didn't respect your due process like past presidents did. Yeah, that you got it. MAGA influencer 307.
These motherfuckers are crazy.
You got it. But you didn't realize that you got it. And then think about this bizarre world we're in where that Bovino guy was removed from Minneapolis because of the chaos. So then I'm like, who do we have who would be a more reasonable leader than Bovino? And they send in Tom Homan.
Licensed CBP officers are performing their duties in a challenging environment under tremendous circumstances. But they're trying to do it with professionalism. If they don't, they'll be dealt with. Like any other federal agency, we have standards of conduct. They are sworn law enforcement officers working tirelessly to enforce our country's border security, immigration laws, protecting the interests of our country and preventing dangerous people from walking the streets of this nation when they're not supposed to be here to begin with.
So then go after the dangerous people. Go after the criminals. Stop going after random people with no criminal record who have been here for a long time and productive. Oh.
And look, I will say it again,
Please do, because I missed it last time.
Douglas Murray's method. Douglas Murray's method. No, I've noticed in the media.
Yeah. Okay, I think we got it. Take that down. Yeah, exactly. Right on is what I'll put that in the category of. Hey, Tom, right on.